All right, video for the second exit ticket. I'm going to move this. The second exit ticket goes with you putting things in order. So I'm going to ask you just to give me a bullet point. If you've moved on, like in your notebook, like you watched this, it's been a few days or it's been a week or whatever, this still goes with that 6.NSO.1.1 lesson or standard, and it's going with inequalities. So inequalities on a number line. And I want you to remember that that term inequalities means that we are comparing two different values. Okay? Inequalities means we're comparing two different values. All right, so I'm going to move my bullet point down just because I've already used up that space. We're going to put things in order from least, L-E-A-S-T, to greatest, G-R-E-A-T-E-S-T. Under least, if you want to write that least is the same as smallest, maybe you want to draw some arrows that go with that. Those words are interchangeable. They mean the same thing. Greatest, if you want to write down biggest, you want to put some arrows. Those words are interchangeable. They mean the same thing. So I'm going to give us quite a few. Let's start small. Let's say we're going to put these in order from least to greatest. Let's do -10, -19, and 7. If you can already see it, great. Humor me. I know that this 7 would be a positive 7 simply because it didn't already have a negative sign. That's negative. The minus is there. That's also negative. Okay, the minus is there. If you are somebody that can't see it, you might have to draw out a number line for yourself. So you might have to put 0 in the middle and just try by tens. -10, -20, -30, -40. This would be +10, +20, +30, +40. So it might be easier for you to draw yourself a number line each time so that you can kind of see the left is still over here, the right is still over here. Like I can see where -10 would be. I know that 19 would be very close to where 20 is, so I'm just gonna put it as close to 20 as I can get it. And then that +7 would be between 0 and 10, a little closer to 10, so I'll say that's where 7 is. If you need to physically draw it so that you can see it, then I need you to do that. If we're going to put these in order from least to greatest, I want the smallest number first, which means the number with the least amount of value, or the smallest value. Worth the least. Okay, least starts with L. The left is the L. You want the number closest to the left. If I'm going to put them in order with the smallest number first, I'm going to use that little hashtag sign for number. -19 is my smallest number. I also know that because it's 19 less than 0. It's farther away from 0. -10 would be my next smallest number because I'm moving 1 over to the right. I'm going to the next, not next smallest, but next biggest, my next greatest number, sorry. And then +7 would be my largest number or my biggest number because it's 7 more than 0. This was 10 less. the farther away from 0 you are in the negative, the smaller the number is worth. So I'm not going to draw a number line for the next one. I'm going to give us 10 numbers. No, I'm not going to give us 10. I'll give us 5. Let's say negative 25, negative 30, negative 7, negative 10, and negative 40. I'm just going to separate this. Negative 40 means 40 less than 0. Negative 10 means 10 less than 0. Negative 7 is 7 less than 0. Negative 30 is 30 less than 0. Negative 25 means 25 less than 0. We want to put them from least to greatest, which means we want the smallest number first, and we want the biggest number last. So I have smallest and biggest. The farther you get away from 0, the smaller your number is. All of these are negative numbers. Negative 40 is my smallest number because it's the farthest away from 0. I'd have to make up 40 just to get back to 0. That's my smallest number. It's worth the least amount. I have 25, or negative 25, negative 30, negative 7, negative 10. 30 would be my next number because I would have to still go 30 to get back to 0. It's the farthest still away from 0. Negative 25 would be my next number. We're trying to get closer to 0. We're going bigger. Negative 10 would be my next number. Now it's 10 less than 0. And my biggest number would have been negative 7 because it was only 7 less than 0, which means that it's closer to 0. It's a bigger number. I'm going to draw a line here. I want to walk us through 2 more. I'm going to use some negative and positive numbers here. I'm going to use 12. I'm going to use 19, negative 12, sorry, negative 19. I'm going to use 5, regular 5, negative 7, 18, and 2. So 12 has a negative sign on it, 19 has a negative sign on it, 5 was normal, 7 had a negative sign on it, 18 was normal, 2 was normal. If there's not a little negative sign and you need to put a plus sign so that your brain sees that, those are positive numbers. So a positive 2, a normal, regular 2, means 2 greater than 0. If you need to write that down so that you see it, do that. If you know that, that's fine. Plus 18, positive 18, regular 18 is actually 18 more than 0. This minus sign lets you know that it is 7 less than 0. So 7 behind 0. This positive 5 means 5 more than 0. Negative 19, less than 0, okay? It's actually 19 less than 0, 19 behind 0. And negative 12 would be 12 less than 0. If I need to, I'm going to set this down so I can give myself some lines here. If we're going to put them in order from least to greatest, I want the smallest number in the front, and I want the biggest number in the back. So I've put a line for the smallest and a line for the biggest, and I'm going to fill everything else in. My smallest number would be the number that holds the least amount of value. So it's definitely going to be a negative number. If we keep using 0 as where we're being able to base value off of, my smallest number is going to be the farthest away from 0, but it's got to be a negative number. So I have 12, I have 19, and I had 7. Those were my negative numbers. This is my notes from that first video. So if you look, the farther away from 0 you get into negative, the bigger those numbers get. So after negative 10 would have been negative 11, negative 12, negative 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So the farther you get left on that number line, the higher that negative number is. But the higher the negative number is, the less that number actually is worth. If this is 19 less than 0, that's my smallest number. It's the farthest from 0, which means it's worth the least. All those negative numbers are smaller than 0, so those are going to be my smaller numbers. But since 19 was bigger than the 12 and the 7, that's my smallest number. It's the farthest from 0. It holds the least amount of value. My negative numbers are smaller, so I still have negative 12 and negative 7. But since 12 is more than 7, that means I'm farther from 0. So negative 12 would be my next number. I have one more negative number, so negative 7 comes next. I had regular 5, regular 18, and regular 2. But 2 is smaller than 5. 5 is smaller than 18. And 18 more than 0, that's the biggest number I have. I'm going to try to quickly flip this over, walk you through one more, because the way I have it set up for you, there are 5 questions, but I'm only giving you, I think, 3 numbers at a time to compare, so I'm not giving you 5. I'm going to say we want to order negative 89, negative 19, regular 5, regular 27, 0, and 3. We're going to put them in order from least to greatest. Least means smallest, so I want the smallest number first. Greatest meant biggest, so I want the biggest number last. Negative 89 really means 89 less than 0. Negative 19 means 19 less than 0. If there's no symbol, it's automatically positive. This is a normal regular 5, which means it's 5 greater than 0, 5 more than 0. No symbol, automatically positive. This is a normal, regular 27. So it's 27 greater or 27 more than 0. 0 is 0. No symbol, positive. Regular 3, 3 more than 0. The smallest number has to be a negative. Okay, and I do have some negatives here. If they were all positive, then it would just be normal. You guys know what numbers are bigger than each other. But when they're introducing negative numbers, your smallest number, if there's a negative number there, it's going to be the negative numbers. So for me, I have negative 89 and negative 19. Negative 89 is smaller than negative 19 because it's farther away from 0. 89 would have to be made up 89 times to get back to 0. This is the last negative number that I have, so that's my next number. Now I'm 19 away from 0. That's a positive number, 0, and a positive number. So 0 would be next. Then I'm going to be 3 bigger than 0, 5 bigger than 0, and my biggest number line's over here, 27 bigger. I already made the exit ticket, so I'm going to give you 5 questions, and it's going to be, I think I only used 3 numbers at a time. No, I did 4. I did 4, I think. I think there's 4. But just slow down. All of them are going to be least to greatest, which means you're going to put the smallest number first. There are negative numbers in there, so all those negative numbers are going to be smallest because they are behind 0. They're less than 0. The farther away from 0 you are, the smaller that number actually is.